This is Sam Drinks Beer. This is a beer review. So, part one of a two-parter today. I thought about doing this as just one video, but I thought I made a run for my own back the other week by saying I was gonna do a video every day, so start doing videos every day. So I've decided I'm gonna record this as a two-parter. So anyway, the beer in question it's from the Ronseal Collabs from Northern Monk. Their latest in their frankly weird collaborations they decide to do. You know, we obviously reviewed the Seabrook beers on the channel, if you remember, and they were far from pleasant. But at least these ones, you'd hope, don't actually have Ronseal in it or Ronseal flavours. But I think what they're going for is just the other beers are saison, this is the best beer, and I think what they're going for is it's just like, it does what it says on the tin, like the Ronseal tagline, obviously. You know, and this is a bitter, and it should just be a straight up bitter. A bit of a disclaimer, I have actually had this before on cask. I think I rated it 3.75 on Untappd. So, but obviously, bitters can be very different in different formats. You know, bitter is, for me, is usually a style that is best enjoyed on cask. So we'll have to see how the can holds up. Yeah. So anyway, let's get into this beer. I'm a little bit late to the party with these reviews, I must say. I guess this wasn't even in the latest patron sub box. It was actually in the month before, but for whatever reason, I just haven't got round to drinking them. I know this isn't really appropriate glassware for a bitter, but I tend to use the same glass throughout a drinking session. I don't like to just use a different one, so anyway, I haven't quite got all the can in. It was a bit of a knobhead pour, but hey ho. So yeah, it smells very similar to how it did on cask, very malty. A bit of like brown sugar. Maybe a bit of sort of caramel, a bit of sort of dried fruit. It's basically your standard bitter sort of smells, really. Let's dive in for a sip. Yeah, I think this tastes pretty much how I remember it on cask. But obviously being a can beer, it's a bit more sort of carbonation, a bit colder. Maybe should have let this warm up a bit actually, as bitters are not really a style you drink sort of fridge temperature, are they? But hey ho. Yeah, malty, bit of cereal. Yeah, it's bitter. I think this is maybe less sweet than it was on cask actually. I seem to recall it being quite sweet, the cask one, but this is it hasn't really got any sweetness. I do think it's quite funny that bitters are called bitters, but they usually, quite a lot of them are actually quite sweet, and quite a lot of them actually aren't that bitter. But yeah, this has got a sort of decent bitterness though. I tend to just think of a bitter as just like a multi-session strength beer, really. Yeah, it's really malty, sort of cereals. I was remember getting like toffee on the cask version. Not really getting any toffee. I didn't get it. I got it on the smell, but I felt there was more going on maybe on the smell on this than there was on the taste. It's actually, yeah, it's perfectly pleasant, but it's very much a standard run of the mill bitter, really, and I suppose that's what they're going for. So fair enough, you know. Pardon me. And it's quite full bodied. yeah, it's pleasant. It's a pleasant, easy supping bitter, really. It's quite clear, actually. Very clear. Really carbonated, which I think for me, bitters maybe need a little bit less carbonation. But if I'm honest, I preferred this on cask. This was a better beer on cask, and I think cask just suits the style. If I'm honest with you, so that's not a criticism of Northern Monk. Definitely not a criticism of Ronseal, because I doubt they had any involvement in the brewing. It'll just be a partnership to get their names on some cans. I do quite like the art on the can. It does look like a tin of varnish, doesn't it? I'll give them that. I quite like the idea. Look, a lot of people have been taking the piss and sort of saying, "Oh, Northern Monk collaborating with all these silly collaborations they do," especially in like the Facebook forums and stuff. It seems to be the in meme at the moment, which is yeah, it is what it is. But it's good fun, isn't it? Let's be honest. It's silly, and you know, sometimes craft beer takes itself too seriously, and that's what I love about Northern Monk. They do all these silly collaborations, and while some of the end results aren't that great, it's just all good fun. At least this is a pleasant beer. This isn't a cheese and onion lager or anything, or a proper cocktail girls or anything. You know, it's a pleasant, easy sipping bitter. It's not going to blow your socks off, but like it does what it says on the tin. You know, like what it says on the can. So they've nailed it in that sense. So anyway, let's rate this up. Like I said, I did think it was better on cask, because I just think bitters suit cask better. Because it's a little bit overcarbonated for a bitter. Yeah, it's got bitterness. It's got a lot of sort of malty flavours, a little bit of cereal. I find it's less sweet and sort of less sort of toffee flavours and sort of dry fruit flavours than there was on the cask version. But although they were there on the smell, so perhaps it's just because of the temperature. Perhaps they'll come through a bit more as it warms. I don't know. But for me, I'm gonna have to give this a like I said, I rated it 3.75 on cask. You know, which is a good rating for like a solid sort of cask ale, to be honest. For me, it's probably going to get 3.25. If I'm honest, like I said, it's tasty. It's tasty enough. It's solid enough. It's pleasant enough. Just lacking that wow factor. That a bit of you know, it's a solid beer. Like I'd happily drink it again, you know, especially on cask. Like I say, it's a far better beer on cask. So if you see it on cask, it's worth trying. But yeah, it's all right. We'll have to see how the saison is on episode 2, which I'll be filming straight after this. So yeah, no. It's been a review of the Ronseal. This is exactly what it says on the tin. Best bitter. Northern Monk collaboration. Please drop us your thoughts below. Like and subscribe, obviously. I'll be on Untappd, SandricksBeer93, and follow me on Instagram, SandricksBeerYT, and I'll hopefully catch you on the next one. Cheers.